recordings that have been made on the system, and the recording is live. Great. So, like I was saying, I have faith and I have confidence in you guys. I know that we will be blown away. It's just mostly about are you able to defend your own code? That's all. That's what you'll be assessed on. So let's go with the first pair, Tebo and Bradley.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Larry. Just want to share my screen with you. Ooh, the pressure is getting realer.
Oh, it hasn't started. Wait. Please share the link to your Git repo as well in the chat.
I did send it on the group, I think, or not. Let me send it again.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay, got it. All right, all right. Welcome, everybody. So, this is the Tanyani, Bradley, and Deborah's dice game. So, right now, on the user interface, you guys are seeing player one and player two because our game has a maximum of 2 players. And then we have 2 buttons over here. The first one is your edit player names, which will prompt the user to enter the name of the player. So I'm just going to add Mr. Larry and Mr. Lori. And then we also have a validation for this part of the prompt so that if the user uses an empty string, for example, it will alert them that hey, please enter a valid name. Okay. Okay, cool. And then to roll the dice, you're gonna press on this button, which will then activate the GIF. So how this works is that you have these images where we are setting the source attribute of the images to a GIF, which will then give an illusion that the dice is rolling, which is pretty cool, I think. And then this also updates the H1 element over here according to if the winner wins. If Larry wins or Lori wins, it will update this H1 element using the inner HTML and changing it. Okay. And then I just wanted to share the code to explain line by line basically what we did. So we first declared these variables for player one and player two. And then this is the first function where you edit the players' names. And then to edit the names, the player one will prompt you to enter player one's name, and then player two will prompt you to enter the name of player two. And then this will give this alert that is within the string literals or the template literals. And then we also use the conditional statement over here so that if the player's dot length is less than 1, so meaning if the string is empty for player 1 and player 2, it will alert you to say, hey, please enter a valid name, this is not valid, or this is empty. Okay. And then we have a query selector over here that selects the p tags of your player 1 and player 2. This basically changes the text that you see. So before you might have seen player one and player two, but if you entered Larry and Lori, it will change the inner HTML to be Larry and Lori. Okay. And then I'd like my partner Bradley to please explain how the roll dice will go.
Wow, okay. Okay, the roll the dice function will first it will set the SRC attribute, the image attribute, to the GIFs so that it imitates the rolling of the dice. And then it will wait 2.5 seconds. After that, it will fire a set timeout function that will generate 2 random numbers and assign them to each player respectively. After that, it will. Can you zoom a bit? Can you scroll down to the set timeout function? Yes. So after that, it will check which number is higher, and according to that, it will then display who won based on the highest dice rolled. And of course, everything is in the try and catch function. It is in a try and catch clause, so if there's an error, it won't crash the problem, it will just console log it.
Yeah. And then I just wanted to add, to determine the winner, basically we're using a conditional statement where if the random number that was given by dot random is strictly equal to the random number two, it will obviously give us a draw. So it will change the inner HTML that you see on top, which is the H1 for us. It will say draw. And then if the number or the random number is less than the random number two, this will give whoever has the highest number the win, basically. Yeah. And then that's it from us, guys. And then we obviously added error handling as well to console any errors to the console log. Thank you.
Cool. Cool. Is it okay? Please test for responsiveness using the console. I just want to see if it's responsive.
Test for responsiveness. Okay.
It's not, I'm not sure if it's responsive.
Bradley's already shaking his head.
No,
Bradley,
because
seems like you're shaking, bro.
Well,
no, because
Okay,
we
we
Tebo.
designed
tried
it. It was
not
for
for a
a
log
desktop
error.
only. It was for desktop only, not mobile. Not yet. Actually, we will do it. But right
Please,
now, it works.
okay. Uh, okay, so if you want to test for responsiveness, Tebo, do you see where it says elements
Uh
next to
huh.
console? And
Yes.
then there's the little laptop and phone icon on the left.
On the left over here.
Yes. That's how you test for responsiveness. So
Oh,
your website it's everything else is perfect. Everything else is perfect. The code is perfect. It's just that it's not responsive.
Okay.
So how am I gonna use my I'm not okay, so it's you can fix it, guys. I'm not gonna be too harsh. You can fix it. I everything else is perfect. Just make it responsive. And that's why I always encourage Bootstrap because then it handles everything for you.
Noted. Noted.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great stuff, guys. Great stuff. I'm gonna give the ratings now. So Tebo, you can just paste them. So I'll give you guys 90% because if it was responsive, it's an easy 100. There's nothing to take away. It's a really great project. Well done, guys.
Thank you.
All right, up next, let's have Saj and John Andre.
Hi everyone, it will just be me today. John is traveling, so I'll be presenting and doing my best to explain the code as well. I hope I do a good job. Just let me know when you guys can see my screen. Can everyone see?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, so this is our dice roll game. Basically, the logic behind it we put was it's going to be the best out of 3 rounds. So we click the start game button, which we added event listeners to listen to the click. It starts the game. So player one rolled a 5, and then player two, it's now player two's turn to roll the dice. And player two rolled a 1, so player one wins round 1. And then the cycle repeats. Player one rolled a 5. Player one wins the game because they won 2 rounds out of 3. Then you can just say start new game, which we actually did there. We reloaded the page. We did a window reload to just reset everything, and then we can just start again. So this is basically the game, the user interface of the game. And so how we went about doing coding this game. First was the roll dice function. I can go onto my actual code and, okay, first things first, we initialize variables for the state of the game and for 2 players and the number of rounds. Our roll dice function, we used random to get a random number between 1 and 6. We had to use the floor method to round down, and we used PNG images. So in our HTML, we have an empty image tag and an empty H1, which pulls through with the JavaScript depending on what the player rolls, whichever random number generates, it pulls through the dice image, and the H1 gets updated with the inner HTML. That's the roll dice function. And basically, we did if else statements, and we changed the button background color for player one and player two. So if it's like, I'm not sure if you guys noticed, so player one is pink, and then if you play two, it changes to blue. So we did that with the background color. That's how we styled it through JavaScript. We used the document query selector in an HTML. This random number comes from the constant variable there. Then we have a function to determine the winner, which pulls through the image, and we set the attribute, and we use a slice method. So basically, we're determining the winner. We use if else statements. So if like player one is greater than player two, then player one wins round one. Basically, that was the logic in that part of determining the winner for player one and player two. Then we have code. This code looks a bit long because we did a lot of styling for the button, for the new game button here in our JavaScript. We did have a hard time trying to figure out how to style it in our CSS because it was styling all the buttons at once. So for this specific JavaScript dynamic button that we added the event listener, we styled it here in JavaScript. And then we just resetted the game with the new game button. We also added the event listener. We reloaded the page. That's how we start a new game. So basically, that's the logic behind the game that we and how we coded it. But if you guys have any questions, then I'll answer it because I think I'm not doing the best job at explaining the code. Or I'm trying.
No, you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job.
Thank you. Thank you. I think I'm just a bit nervous that John is not here as well. So
Okay,
yeah.
all right. Okay, no problem. So it works, right? That's the most important thing is that it works.
Yes.
That's what the client wants. They want something that works. So great job on making it work because that's a challenge on its own. So
Thank you.
just to improve your code, things that I would recommend firstly is that your design is so beautiful. I love
Thank you.
the colors, the way you've mixed up the colors and everything. I just don't like the font that you use for your H1 because look at the font on player one, player two, and dice roll. That's a really beautiful font. And then the one on H1 and on the buttons, it doesn't fit in. So just try to find font combinations that align and match the
Okay.
beautiful font. Yeah. So
Okay, I
for that,
understand. Yes.
yeah. And then the second thing that I noticed was on the code base. If you can just open the code base quickly.
Okay.
Okay, so a great job initializing all your variables at the beginning.
Okay. Thank you.
It's just that CSS, and I know, and I'm sure you don't even need me to tell you. Just scroll down a little bit
The
when there
part
was.
where we styling the button.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's that concept. Remember, don't repeat
Mm,
yourself. If you see yourself writing the same line more than 3 times, then you need to put it into one thing.
okay.
So you put this on your portfolio, fix the font, and then also fix this to make sure that everything is styled in CSS.
Okay. Okay, I can do that.
Yeah. And I didn't see the responsiveness.
It's not responsive. It's not responsive, but let me double check. But I don't think we made it responsive. No, that's terrible. Sorry, I'll make it responsive. We'll work on that. kind of looks okay, I guess, but yeah, it's
Okay.
not that good. It's ugly, but
Okay. All right, great. Please make it responsive. Right. So
definitely. So
besides
the
that,
okay.
yeah, I'm really happy. Well done. Great job.
Thank
Great
you so
job, guys.
much.
And this
I'm
is
just
the
write
score.
I'm just writing down what you told me to change, okay, if you don't mind. So if you guys see me
Okay.
looking away, you know what I'm doing.
Okay, great. If you just fix that and then put it on your
Okay. I will.
okay, great stuff. We can have the next team.
Sorry,
I will be
sorry,
this
I'm not sure if we broke out, if you broke off there. I didn't hear the rating.
86% for you
Oh,
guys.
thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, awesome. Great. Let's have Tafazo's team. And I'll be listening in and watching. And yeah, Tebo, if I don't respond, please just help me. Tebo or Loris.
Hi guys. So I'm gonna be using a computer this side. I'm gonna be using two devices, my phone to present because the computer doesn't have a mic. Nope. Let me see.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Good. So this is our basic. So first of all, you can actually start by putting names. So pictures you say you put Larry, player one, which we the wrong guy actually. You know, with the one with the most numbers, the one that wins. For instance, is Loris one, um, Loris Jim, and it actually gives you where both of them have one. Yeah, exactly. This one with the same number, it'll say it's a draw. Yeah, let me go to the code now.
Okay, it looks like we lost Taffy there. Kenneth, would you like to continue with Putnam?
Oh, yes, I can take over.
All right.
Let me just. Is it possible to use my screen?
I think you can, but I don't know. Can you start sharing? Let's see, because I see Taffy's screen is still being shared.
Hello, everyone.
I can.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, as Tafaza was saying, you can actually add the names here. Let's say one, and then this is two. And then as you keep on rolling, it will show who's the winner and who's not the winner. Okay, I'll just hop over to the JavaScript. So now basically, I started with some animation for the heading, like the H1. Just show you. So this is what actually happens. This is the animation that I created so that it looks a little bit cool. So this whole part determines the animation and all of that. I started first by making a class, and then I declared the class, and then used the text content of the element, and then split the characters in an array, um, and so forth. And then and then there's a trigger time. So now this is whereby I stated how long the animation will take so that the whole the whole text can appear. And then as I scroll down, this is the function for the dice. So now here eh, eh, here I declared a variable of player one and player two, but you can easily rename them over these lines. And then this is the whole function for the dice. This right there is the whole function. And then I put the function inside a set timeout. It takes 700 milliseconds for the whole function to occur so that it works well. I can even update it. Let's say let's say 1000. And then as I go here, oh, it will take 1000 milliseconds to get the results to show who won and who did not. I think that's it.
Okay, great job, great job. I like the fact that it works. That's the most important
Yes.
thing. It works.
Yes.
And then I left some comments firstly on the H1, that font, guys, on the buttons. Yeah, please use more modern fonts. If you want to find the best fonts, we will share an actual article. So Loris, please create a blog on the most modern fonts that are appealing for web design. So yeah, but yeah, it works. And then the gradient also, I shared another link where you can look for more yeah, nice gradients with colors already done for you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, great stuff, guys. It works, and as long as it works, I'm already very happy. And now I'm just trying to get you guys to be on the next level, to be world class. So let's see, please, let's see the code again.
So now this part, like this section, it is the dice game, and then this part, it is the animation for the first part.
Okay, so first thing is move all your variable declarations to line one, right? just want to put
Yes.
all your variables at the beginning, and then you are putting a lot of comments. There's yes, it's good to put comments, and comments do help with when working in a team. They help a lot, but you don't want to put too many comments. So I would say when you write a function, for example, on line 23, just write the entire comment on how the function works. It's to call it intervals, to animate each character, and then just summarize everything on line 23 and then write the code.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that'll make
Noted.
it easier to read as well. Um, okay. And then it's not responsive. You guys don't like making things for mobile. You want to be just, I don't know. I don't know why you guys don't like responsive websites. And you guys, 80%, actually 90% of people that found Melsoft Academy, you found us on mobile.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so please do it for mobile first if you can. There's this thing called mobile first development where you actually build for mobile first, then you transition to web.
Okay.
So
Will
you
do
can
so.
try that. Yeah, you can try that. But otherwise, I'm happy it works. It's a good project, and I'll give 82%.
Thank you.
All right, great stuff. All right, guys, let's have the next group. Tash, Tash, you can go ahead.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm going to end up presenting by myself because I think my partner is not here. Unfortunately, I'm using my father's laptop, so I don't have VS Code to show the code, but I'll just explain and show the dice game. Can you guys see my screen?
We got.
I can see my screen. Okay. Okay, so basically, we have one dice, and we decided to create. So each player is going to take a chance to roll the dice. As you can see here, when you roll the dice, then it updates the current score for player one, and then you can hold the score, and then that will accumulate under the respective player's name. So with regards to the coding, is that we first started by initializing the variables to keep count of the active players, the scores, as well as the current scores. We set it to 0. And then we have multiple functions, such as the change names function. In order to, I don't see the button here, but there has to be a function there where players can enter their names. And then that will obviously display in the inner HTML their names. And then the roll dice function then generates a random number in order to stimulate the dice roll. And then if the number is 1, the current score will then be reset to 0, and then it switches to the next player. Otherwise, the number is then added to the current score. With the switch player function, it basically toggles the active player by changing the CSS class of the player elements. And then the hold function that we have here, it basically adds the current score to the player, the respective players. And then it then resets the current score of that player to 0. And then it switches to the next player and then checks to see if a player has reached the winning score. And then in order to check who the winner is, if you play the game, then it will tell you, we set it to 30. So if anyone reaches 30 or more, then it will display who the winner is, whether it's player 1 or player 2. Or if you set the names for the player at the beginning, then it will obviously show the person's name and if they won. And then we also have disable buttons. So that's basically when you press the new game, or well, actually, no, sorry. When the player now reached let's say 30, and then that will now disable the game. So you can't roll the dice again. So how we did that was basically it disables the roll and the hold buttons when the game ends. And then the new game function basically resets all of the variables as well as the UI elements to start a new game. And then you can then use the roll, the dice, and the hold button again. And then we also obviously added event listeners to all of the buttons, such as the roll, dice, and hold, in order to call the respective functions. And then, yeah, that's it, basically.
All right, great stuff. Great stuff. Great stuff, Tash. It works. I'm happy it works. That's already 80% and above if it works, right? And then my quick question is, can you share the link to the Git instead so that we can just read the code from GitHub?
Okay, I'm gonna have to. It's a whole thing. I have to email it here to this laptop, and then I'll link it quickly.
Okay, all right, cool. So I'll give a score and then also give suggestions for improvement once I see the code. Oh, wait, but I have the code here.
Yeah, I think I sent it on WhatsApp.
Yeah. Okay. No, I have the link to the page itself. I'll have to actually go onto your GitHub profile.
Okay, wait. Let me see if I can access it on my phone quickly.
Okay.
Okay, Tash, I just went onto your GitHub and then I can maybe share my screen so you can see the code.
Yeah, that would really help. Thank you, Tebo.
Okay,
Okay, yes, I can see. Okay, all right, cool. Okay, will you please just copy the link to this in the chat and paste it in the chat? Okay, got it. Got it, got it, got it. All right, cool. Mm. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through it, guys. Please don't think that I'm being harsh on you guys. I just want you guys to get better. Okay, so you initialized your variables at the beginning. That's great. Uh, I don't think you should use const for the score since the score is dynamic. The score changes from time to time. So if you use const, then you could get a lot of bugs with your code. Yeah, please don't use const. Const is for something. Let's say you have an API key or something that you know will never change, then you can use a const. So yeah. Um, and then you put your scores in an array. Okay, interesting. Um, okay. Okay. Okay, great. This is next level JS on this line 43. Do you mind just explaining to us how this line works? If you just explain this line, I won't grill you any further because this is advanced JavaScript.
Okay, so to be honest, nah, we had help with ChatGPT with that
Okay.
line.
Okay. All right. Because this is ES6 and it's great. It's remarkable if you understand it. If a recruiter sees this line of code, they're definitely going to ask you to explain it. And if you can explain it, you're pretty much already getting the job. So also be careful to not copy and paste something from ChatGPT that you yourself don't understand. Because if it starts breaking, you are in trouble. Yeah. Okay. And then here you use template literals, which is more ES6, and it's impressive if you know what it does. If you know what's going on, it's really impressive. And yeah, all right then. Mm, okay, cool. All right. So besides the code, in terms of the front end, use a background overlay because the dice images were interfering with the numbers. So it becomes a little bit hard on the eyes. If you use a background overlay to cover your background image, then the numbers will pop up. So yeah, great job. So I'll give 82% again. I think it's in the same vein as the previous project that we just saw. But congratulations for making it work, which is what matters at the end of the day. Okay, great stuff. Awesome, awesome. Let's have do we still have another group? Shasha, I haven't heard from Shasha.
Hi, I'm here.
Okay, Shasha, you can go next.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Um, okay. Please let me know if you can see my screen.
Yep, we can see it. Oh, not yet, sorry. So used to just saying, yes, we can see it. Yep, we can see it now.
Okay. Okay. So let me just go to the interface.
She's waiting. We told her around one, which is almost now. But even if we go there to two, it's still going to be fun. Are you sure? Mm-hmm. I am.
Okay, something else though. Yeah, there we go. Okay, guys, so welcome to. Okay, before I continue, I don't know, there's someone's audio which is not muted. It's a bit distracting for me. Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so welcome to Dice Wars. It's by Shasha and Janine. So when you open the game, there is a pop-up on the screen. It has our logo as well as the rules which explain how the game go. So we also used a JS function for this, but it's in our HTML. So our rules are each player gets to play for 2 rounds, and then they take turns, starting with player one. Each player will roll both dices using the Let's Roll button. The player's points will show under the score bar, and the player with the highest score after the second round wins. So let me just go straight to the game and show you how it goes. Okay, so we have the game here. Let me just do this so you guys can see everything. Yeah. So if we click on Let's Roll, we see we have both player one and player two. But what updates is the score for player one on the left. He gets 3 points. So they alternate with turns. So when the die rolls for the second time, it will update on player two's side. He also got 3 points. And then just below the Let's Roll button, we have an updating round thing. So for each round, you will see the numbers will change. So we're on round two, and then that's why there's a two there. And then we roll for the third time. Player one gets 14 points, and then we roll for the last time. It shows us that player one wins. So yeah, player two then got 6, which gave them a total of 9. So this is how our game goes. And then I'm just going to go to the JS and just explain it. So basically, overall, we had 2 main objectives. Okay, I don't know, something is wrong here. Okay, my network is a bit slow. Sorry, guys, but I'll explain while I wait for it to work. So we had two
Okay,
objectives.
answer them.
Pardon?
Oh, sorry about that. Please go ahead.
Oh, okay. So we had two like main objectives. Yeah, I think something is wrong. It's just very slow, but I'll still explain. It's fine. We had 2 main objectives. The first objective was displaying the dice as well as getting it to roll. And then the second objective was to get the scores recorded as well as the rounds, how we would be able to alternate between the two players. So I will explain first. If it persists, can someone please just open the JS code for me? Like, I'd really appreciate that. um okay, so with displaying the die, we actually created a function which would display the dices. So we didn't have our dices in the HTML. We used a function called create dice, and then we had a parameter of a number, of which set the object to constant dot position matrix. This stores the positions of the dots on each side of the dice. It uses the number 1 to 6 as keys to represent the different sides of the dices. And then each key maps to an array of dot positions for that particular side. So when you click the dice, it plays around with the dots before it sets to the actual outcome. So that's what I think that was the objective on Janine's side, because she's the one who did this. So I think that's what she wanted it to be like. And then secondly, we obviously created like a div section for the dices. So create element for positioning the dice to be, in between the players. And then for rolling the die, we added an event listener. And then we set the random number to 0. So I'm gonna try and make it. Okay, no, it's still not breaking. Hmm, let me do this. Okay. Hmm.
Sorry, guys, my call just dropped off. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Mr. Larry.
Awesome. Great stuff. Great stuff, Shasha. Well done. Great stuff. I was listening in and I was watching. And please just share your front again.
Okay, I've just tried to share it again. Yeah, it's still loading a very slowly. I don't know. I think I have load shedding. I'm not sure. I think we have load, but there is no load shedding. Okay, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, it's still loading. Can I just continue with explaining the code for the scores?
Yes, sure, you can continue, but if I can't read it, then I won't be able to really help you. But I have it here, so I'm going to share my screen. Should I share script.js or script2.js? Okay, let me just share what I have. Shasha, is she still there or she dropped off? Looks like she dropped off.
Looks like we lost her.
Yeah, she must come back and defend her code. I'm about to grill her. Where is she? If we have to, if we have to drag her back, then we have to drag her. But I'm
But I'm sure
listening.
she'll watch this and then she'll hear what you have to say.
All right. So whilst we wait for her, we can ask her to continue because we don't know what time she'll come back. So yeah, let's just ask her to continue when she comes back and have the next group. Let's have Mr. Tanyani.
Tanyani was with us, Mr. Larry. I think Tinsy is the one and Theo. They haven't presented yet.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Tinsy and Theo. Great.
Hi, I'm actually not with Tin. She can go first. I'm actually trying to sort my laptop issues. There's some problems. I'm trying to, just a moment.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'll be presenting by myself today. Kupulang sends his apologies because he couldn't make it. So yeah, I hope I do justice for both of us. I hope everyone can hear me. Okay, let me just share my screen. Can everyone see the screen? Can anyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you and
Okay.
the screen. Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
thank you.
yes. Go
I'll
ahead,
just hide
please. Squid
this.
Games.
Okay, so hi everyone. Okay, so Siren Pictures Inc., which are the producers of the popular Squid Game series, approached me and Hooplang and they asked us to do an online game for them. If anyone doesn't know anything about the Squid Game series, it's about people competing in a series of games to win the ultimate cash prize. So they asked us to do one of the games for them, which is the marble game, but they changed it to the dice game. So hence the Roll Master. Okay, so the design brief from the client was that we designed a simple online dice game that fits the aesthetics of their franchise. And their requirements were just two things: was they want two players and the winner of the round should be determined by the highest points earned in that round. So Hubulang and I decided to sit together and plan how we're going to execute this game. So we thought about the elements of the Squid Game series, like the costumes that are so popular. A lot of fans like to wear those. And we also, let me just go through the whole entire thing, the whole CSS and HTML with you. So in the beginning, we have the Squid Game logo. It's not the actual logo, I think, but it's we're gonna say it's the Squid Game logo. And then after that, we have the level 4, which is they've got different levels. So this one is level 4, which is the Roll Master, and the dice game. And then after it, we have a block that says "Are you ready?" which is getting everybody pumped up for the game. And then we have two dices for the two players that are set to default at 1 dot. And then a score after that to give each of the players a score. And then we have buttons in the middle. I don't know why that one. Yeah, buttons in the middle, roll dice to initiate the roll dice, and then a new game to start afresh. And then we have at the end is the instructions that says who is our next champion. Roll the dice 6 times to find out. And then obviously at the left and right, we have the popular costumes that are known for the Squid Game series. And then, yeah, so going to the JavaScript, just to explain the front end, I don't know if it's back end or front end of the design. So what happens is that we decided that we're going to set some rules for who's going to win. So every time you, let me just do this. So every time you press roll dice, okay, this one is a draw. And then if you roll dice again, the one with the most, let's say, dots on the dice wins. So the number like 6 is the one that wins. So it's player 2. And then it shows at the display box above with a little flag. The flag shows on the right-hand side, which is player 2. And if you roll the dice again, if it's player 1, the flag shows on the left-hand side, which is player 1. So you can choose if you want to be team red or team green. That's on you. And that's how it works. And since you have to play for like 5 times, and then the last time when you click show the die, okay, let me just start over. Okay, new game. So you press 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you show the winner, which is then player 2 with the most points. We didn't go for if you have 5 dots, then it just gives you a score of 5. We rather say if you win the first time, you get 1, and then 2, 3 points. And so you get the, player 2 winner here. Okay, so going to the JavaScript. Okay, so oh, sorry. Let me just drink some water. we have assigned some variables for the game, and which brings in the dice button where we press roll dice and all that. And then we have a game counter that starts at 0, and then it says you can play the games 5 times, and then it gets the winner, which is the maximum games. And then we started with the score that starts at 0. And then we have the function dice game, which is where now the selecting of different dices come about. And if you have in the first line, it says if you have a game counter smaller than maximum games, that means that you need to still keep playing until you reach the maximum games of 5 clicks. So going back, we decided to use the random maths floor, so to give us random numbers as we play the game. And then numbers come in also a form of the images, which are located in our folder, which is img. And then it picks a random image as it goes, and then you get a point for winning with the highest dots. And then from there, it goes to the HTML, and then the image is displayed on the HTML, sorry. Dice 2 is the same thing as dice 1. And then we go to how it selects the winner. So if the random dice 1, in a sense, is bigger than random dice 2, then random dice 1 belonging to player 1, then it wins. And if it's the random dice smaller than random dice 2, then the player 2 wins. And then if it's a draw, then, if it's the same, it's a draw. And then it also gives you the scores for player 1 and player 2, which are displayed in the HTML. And then we have, if the game counter is equals to maximum games, then that we will show the winner, which is when you click 5 times. And then on this one, it shows the scores. Yes, so it shows the scores. If the scores for player 1 is bigger than scores for player 2, then at the end, the winner is going to be player 1 or player 2, or it could be a draw. And then we've also included like icons. So when the winner, the icon is a trophy. When you're still playing and you get a winner, it's just like a flag that shows which side won. And then we have a function for a new game, so it resets everything to 0. And so even with the images go back to the dice 1, which is the 1 dot, and then the scores go back to 0, game counter 0, and so everything reflects on our HTML. And then on the winner display, it changes to "Are you ready?", which starts again the game. And so you've got roll dice, and you're starting the game again. And when it comes to the responsiveness, it was, where am I? When it comes to the responsiveness, it was a bit of a tricky one. We wanted to, instead of having the design of the buttons just going down and someone has to scroll down to see everything, we wanted to make it compact so that you see everything in one screen. But yes, we ran out of time. We ran out of time to get that done because you can see some of the buttons here are too big. And so this is our design. Thank you.
Okay, great stuff, Tinsy. Great stuff. Please just click roll dice just for 1 minute. Okay, great. Okay. It's a feature-rich one. You put in a lot of effort and a lot of work. I can just tell that there was a lot of work behind this. Yeah, well done. Great job. It's a really well done website. Just for you, tips for you to improve. Firstly, is the colors, right? On this front end. You should use more consistent colors because you've got those two squids. I don't know. I didn't watch the series. I'm one of those people that don't watch series. But so I'm just seeing that one thing is in red and one thing is in green, right? If you should have made your your project consistent with those colors and
Okay.
omit the brown, the blue, the light blue, and all these other colors, the yellow as well. So I've shared with you a link called colorhunt.co. And if you go on
Okay.
this link, you will see color palettes, right? And by color palettes, what basically means is they'll give you 5 colors that you can use on your project with their hex codes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you mix and match all those 5 colors, it will work. It'll look great. So just for your front end. And then on the JavaScript, um yeah, let's just see. So I just saw something that I just wanted to help you on. Okay, so on line 6, you have your function dice game,
Yes.
and this is the whole function. So basically, your program is just running one function only.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's not you really shouldn't do that. You want to split it into several little functions.
Oh,
Split it,
okay.
yeah. You should split it into several little functions, because if one small thing breaks on your big function, your whole website will break. Everything will
Okay.
break, and then you'll spend a lot of time trying to find where the problem is. So yeah, just
Okay.
try to split them into smaller little functions, with each function having one purpose, and that's it. So if you fix those 2 things, fix the responsiveness, um, and the colors, and then you can add it to your portfolio. It's a good project to have. You've done a great job, and I'll score 84%.
Thank you so much.
Right, guys. Okay, great stuff, everyone. So far, no one has flunked. Wow, that's quite impressive. And I came here saying I want to be as strict as possible, but then you guys are still crushing it. So I'm gonna make it even more strict, I guess. Um, okay, Theodora, I didn't hear from you.
I'm still here actually, so I'm gonna try share my screen right now.
Theo, if you're speaking, we can't hear you.
Okay, good afternoon, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Okay, I'm gonna be presenting the project that I created with Kanyisele, but she couldn't make it to today's meeting, and she sends her apologies. But otherwise, I'm excited to be presenting to you guys. So I'm gonna walk you through. All right. Okay, I'm gonna start talking about the captivating visuals of our game. So when you click here, you see. Okay, I'm sorry about the dark mode. So when you click here, it's so slow. Guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So when you click on the start button, you'll notice like a unique feature. The dice is automatically gonna rotate. Yes, that's right. So the visual dice in our game rotates in the air before landing on a random number. And the rotation, I'm gonna show you the rotation just now. So the rotating features actually adds an extraordinary layer of excitement and anticipation of the game. So I'm gonna show you now. Just patience. So as that like when as the dice spin in the air, you're gonna hold your breath, obviously, waiting to see which number is gonna land on, and will it be a lucky number or not? So um, okay, guys, actually I forgot something. I'm gonna have to add sound because I'm sharing. I joined with my phone and laptop, so there's a sound that plays on your background when you click on the start button, and when you and when you and when you click on the start button and when it displays a winner. Okay, without any further ado, let's actually give it a try. Uh, let me do this. Just a moment, guys. All right,
All
we're
right,
gonna have
we're gonna
win.
have
We're
win.
gonna
Gonna
I'm getting an echo. I don't know if it's just me.
Okay. I'm
Okay,
sure
I'm sure about
my
that. My
speaker was
speaker
on my
on my
laptop too.
laptop too.
So
So
here is the
here's the
thing.
thing.
We're gonna enter
Enter
names
names.
here,
Yeah,
edit names
edit
here.
names here.
Actually, you can
Actually, you
start
can
here.
start
Here
here.
is the only edit name.
Theo, I think you have to mute your other device because we're hearing you like twice.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry
I'm
about
sorry
that. Just
about
a
that. Just
moment.
a moment.
All right. You click here to get started. Hi, dice rolling champ. Drop your name and let's roll with it. So the players today, we're gonna have player one and player two. I'm gonna be player one. All right. So we're gonna. I'm sorry, guys. My laptop is having issues right now. Just a moment. All right, just a moment, guys. I'm having issues with my keyboard. Just a moment, please. All right, cool. We're gonna have player one, which is Theo. All right, and then you enter. And then player two is gonna be Kanye. Kanye. And then, okay. And then, let me add sound, guys. I'm gonna add sound right now. Just a moment. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. Just a moment, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to. Okay, great. Awesome. All right. So, Kanyisile and Theodora are going to play right now. And
Theo, you're muted.
I'm not sure if you can hear the sound by the background, guys. I'm actually trying to use my phone and laptop at the same time. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
I can hear the sound. Can you hear the sound on your side?
Yes, we can hear you.
Can you hear the background sound on the game I'm playing right now?
No, we can't.
Okay, it's Can you see my screen, guys?
We can see, yes.
All right. Okay, it's a mess here. Never mind. So I'm gonna walk you through my JS. So here, okay, let me explain how the code works actually. So here we're gonna start by setting the variables for player one, player two, which was me and Kanye on the game we're playing right now. So the values, these variables are gonna be stored and the name of the and the name of the players. So to allow like the players to enter their names, we're gonna have the edit name function, which is this one. We're gonna have the edit name function, and when we prompt each player to input, the code is then gonna check if this one if the name is valid, and if not, it's gonna tell you. Okay, moving on to the rolling dice. So this function actually triggers the dice to roll. It selects like the HTML elements representing the dice images and results the message. In addition, it also selects the audio element of the click sound of the win, which you didn't hear by the background because I'm kind of having issues with my laptop sounds. My laptop audio is not working. I don't know why. So this one is for this the function for triggering the dice when it rolls. And in addition, select the audio elements for the click sound and win. I'm gonna try going back there to show you. And then when the dice is rolled, the click sound is being played like using the click sound audio element, which is here. And the dice image are updated with the rolling animation using the set attribute method. Yeah. And after a short delay, a random number between 1 and 6 are generated for each dice using the math random. The dice image are then updated with the corresponding number. So to determine the winner, we have to compare the random numbers generated for each player. And if the players are the same, and if the numbers of the players are the same, so we call it draw, which was displayed here, that it's draw with a sticker of disappointment. It also displays the name of the winning player along the winning animation, which was player 1 or player 2. Yeah, if you didn't put your names, it's gonna be player 1 or player 2. But in the previous game, we had Kanye and Theo. So you saw it was displaying our names there, like Theo 1, Kanye 1. Okay, finally, we can conclude it with the dark mode. And okay, I actually have 2 edited codes, so I don't know which one is which right now because I added dark mode. Oh, I have 2 scripts, that's why. It's a mess, yeah, never mind. I'll fix it. That's why I didn't push it to GitHub yet. And then we're gonna conclude it with the dark mode. So the dark mode was actually to accommodate people with eye problems, like those who cannot take like too much of light. I don't know how to put it. So to make it dark mode to accommodate them to also have fun playing the game. So it's this here on the dark code, it actually selects feature. It selects the body element and switch the element that represent the dark mode. And then the listener, the event listener is added to the switch element dark mode class on the how do I put it? On the body element based on the state of the switch. So all in all, this is it, and this is it from us, guys. I'm just gonna try the sound here and hear if it's working now. I've been talking.
Okay, great, Theo. Okay, great stuff. The fact that it works is okay, but I would like to retract my statement earlier when I said that the fact that it works is everything that matters, because it's not. I really don't know how you guys split the tasks, right? But the person or the leader of the team, the leader of the front end, I don't know what's going on, right? Okay, firstly, your dark mode doesn't really work, as you can see,
Now
but
it's
it's
actually
fine.
working because the background is not that bright anymore, and tents can actually come play here.
Yeah, but I can't see the text, like that text on the left, I can't see it.
Yeah, this is to accommodate like the player. So it can be distracting at times when you have images, or maybe when you have ads when you're busy playing a game. It's so distractive. So that was to walk you through into the game. So it doesn't matter if you saw this. So I can just switch it up.
Okay, it matters. Okay, and I want you to take this criticism, and it's not criticism like I hate you or I don't like what you guys are doing or
It's
anything like that.
okay.
I want you guys to get better. I want you guys to get employed at the end of this. And the best way is if you guys get better. The UI is it needs a lot of work. The user interface needs a lot of work.
Okay.
There's too much white, it's too white, it's too plain. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
you should really incorporate, you should spend a lot more time on Bootstrap and CSS so
yeah.
that you can style your page better. You want someone when they land on your page to be wowed or to want to read more, basically. And the way you do that is by having a beautiful UI. But yeah, so I would say the design needs a lot of work, firstly, and then the font, the buttons not aligned. Yeah, that this welcome to our dice game. Rather put it under, rather create an H1, a title of this is the name of the dice game. I don't know what you call your dice game, and then put that in underneath the heading. Don't align it like this because it just doesn't look good. I want you to improve on the front end.
All right, I hear you. I hear you, Mr. Levitt. But
Mhm.
let me, I'm still listening to you, but let me say one more time. Okay, I hear you. I hear you, and thanks for the feedback. I'll really improve. I heard everything you said. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, no problem. And then also the dark mode, the sounds, the animations, these are all nice. These are nice things to have. I love when you guys go above and beyond. But first, rather fix the core of the app, the most important things. And if you have those nailed on, if you have your design, your function, and everything else nailed on, then you can add the cool stuff, the cool things like the dark mode and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
thank
yeah, the functionality is good. It's just the UI. So I will have to give 72% because
you.
yeah, if it doesn't have a UI, it's not usable really.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Shasha, I saw you had your hand raised.
Hi, yes. Yeah, just wanted to send in an apology. My fiber failed me dismally, so as we speak, I am dialed in using my phone. So I'm not sure if it would be possible to finish off like whatever I had left, or I don't know, because I can't even, it's not even catching anymore with my laptop. I'm just using my cell phone data right now.
Okay. Okay, great. So we'll just have to proceed for now. We'll just have to proceed for now. Tafadzo, I didn't see Tafadzo.
Tafata worked with Kenneth. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. So that means everyone is done besides Shasha. So Shasha's one will just give you feedback normally since you can't share from your phone. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, great. So it looks like we are done, right? Great job. Great job to everyone who managed to do well. Everyone did well. Everyone has room for improvement. And yeah, congratulations to everyone. Um, I think you're all ready to move on to the next stage. Although, like I gave everyone honest feedback, so you all know what you need to go and work on and fix, right? So yeah, I just want to quickly touch on the next level, which is level 4 again. So we decided to merge level 3 and level 4 into level 3, and then make level 4 stand on its own 2 feet. And yeah, let me just quickly share my screen. Okay. So I just want to touch on how this is going to work. This is the most advanced that you have ever been so far. So we've renamed it to object-oriented programming and ES6. So far you've been building using functions a lot. Everything has been a function, right? So we're not throwing away functions, but we're introducing objects, which is industry standard. This is industry standard. If you have objects on your CV and oops, you are a legend. You are a programming legend. So the way it's structured, it's broken down into weeks, right? So you have week 1, which is from today, the 20th, until next week, the 27th, when we have our first meeting. And you're going to take a look at JavaScript. There's a video by Mosh, because I was like, should I do a video myself or should I just use one of the best explainers videos? So Mosh explains object-oriented programming in an hour. So if you take this video, watch this video for an hour first, and then you move into the more detailed explanations. Where should I go? Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that. So the first week is just objects, right? So you're going to learn the 4 pillars of object-oriented programming, which is prototypes, inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, and abstraction. Sorry, prototypes is not a pillar. So it's inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, and abstraction. If you nail this section, yeah, you're fine. You're set. So you learn how to manipulate objects, how to create classes, how to inherit classes from one another, how to abstract classes, and all these things, right? It's getting a little, it's quite technical. This is a very technical section of JavaScript. And then in week 2, you will learn ES6, which is a way to write JavaScript syntax in a way that's clean and modern. So you already know some of the stuff like let, const, and var, which one to use. And then there's an explanation on why we use let instead of var and why we use const in certain projects. Then you have just a smarter, cleaner, easier way to write functions. Template literals, which is stuff that some of you guys were already incorporating in your projects. Array destructuring, object destructuring, just a way to manipulate your objects better. And then how to import, export modules. And then async await, understanding promises and async await. This is more, yeah, you just need to know this. You just need to know this. And I feel like if you spend maybe this week 1, if you spend 3 days on it, then the week 2, if you spend 2 days on it, I think you'll be fine. Then you'll have a full week to do the capstone. However, what you can also do is you can take the notes as you go and start on your capstone right now. And in this capstone, this is a different capstone project. This is the checkpoint, like we mentioned. This is the checkpoint where some students will be required to join the May cohort or the June cohort. if we feel like you're not ready to advance to the next stage, because there's no use in us saying continue when we can clearly see that you still haven't grasped some of the concepts that are crucial. So in this time, your capstone is you're doing it in groups of 4, right? Not no pairs, no individuals. It's a group of 4. And each team has one team lead. So your team consisting of 4 developers, it starts with the development of an online ticketing system called Ticket Station. So it's a group of 4, and you have one team lead. So the team lead is the person that's responsible for assigning tasks. It's responsible for making sure people are coming to their meetings, the project is complete, and everything is done properly, right? And then in your teams, the team lead can assign roles to say this person works on front end, this person works on maybe HTML and CSS, this person works on the JavaScript, this person does the landing page. It's all up to the team lead and their team, right? So it's like it's a ticketing site. Like as you can see on this is just to give you an overview of what it looks like. It's a ticketing website where you can search for an event, use the date filter and the location filter and the type of the event, whether it's free or paid, and search. And based on when you click search, it shows the events that are relevant. And yeah, this is how it works. This is a proper web app. All right. It facilitates the purchase of events, including free and paid events. And this is what it should look like. This is just to give you an overview on how it works. You're obviously required to style it on your own. And then the technical requirements, firstly, is you need to have a landing page. So this again is just an illustration of what the landing page will look like. The same way you did for makeovers. This is just a landing page where you explain what's going on, why people should be on the site and how it works. And then if they click buy tickets, or if they click get started or something, whatever call to action.
Okay, he's back.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. Let's quickly go back. Okay. So like I was saying, this is the first deliverable is the landing page. Just to show what's going on. There's no functionality. It's just design only. Templates are welcome, and please make it responsive. Responsiveness is actually not responsiveness is not optional, right? I think I've stressed in today's presentations that responsiveness is everything. If you even start with the mobile version and then move to the web, that would be great. Okay. And so you have the landing page. Then next up is user authentication. So someone must be able to log in. There should be a form that says please log in. And then right now the authentication doesn't work. All they need to do is just put in an email and put in any password and then click enter. It doesn't need to actually register them or actually authenticate, because we haven't touched on authentication and security yet, right? So for now, it's just they put in an email and put in their password and they go on to the next stage. And then when they do that, then they are directed to this section where they can actually buy tickets. And the things that are needed, the core features of the application, and this includes listing your events, the ability to select tickets, search events, filter and search events, and then use the registration. So these are the core features of the app, right? And object-oriented design is required. You are supposed to use objects for practically everything in your project. Your event should be a project, your ticket should be a project, your events should be an object, your tickets should be an object, your users should be an object. Everything should be an object. Everything should have classes. Everything should have the 4 pillars of object-oriented programming that were touched in here. If there are no objects in your program, it's an automatic 0%, and you'll have to join the May cohort because you haven't used objects, right? And then you should be able to list your events. That's pretty common. There should be a list of upcoming events and past events, just depending on today's date. So let's say we have an event that says it's an 18 June event. That event should fall under past events. And if it's 23 June, then it's upcoming events, right? Then the ability to select ticket and book the same way you did that e-commerce site where someone can book it, select something, add a number with a cost, and then say book event. And then after they have successfully booked, they should be redirected to a confirmation page which says your tickets have been confirmed, something like that. Then you should deploy your website, right? Please make sure that it's on a live server. It should be something that you share a link and it's clicked. And then also remember to put it on Git as usual, and then to also zip your file for review. So when you're done with your project, share the Git. Just the Git link is fine. That's all we need. And then you can upload your project in here. So we'll add a little upload assignment box here. And then this should be done in 2 weeks. So starting from today, you can and you should start working on it today whilst you're learning the concepts. Whilst you're learning these concepts as well, you should start building now. The pressure is about to get worse. I can already feel some sleepless nights incoming, but that's fine. That's normal. Like Loris and I have been running on 3 hours a night for the last 3 days, 4 days now, because that's just how it is in the industry. And then, the project is evaluated on the aesthetic appeal and user friendliness. It has to look good. Please use Dribble for inspiration, or you can also use please use Dribble for inspiration. Let's not have ugly looking projects, right? Let's prioritize something that looks good, because if you want someone to pay attention, it has to look good. Otherwise, they'll just find someone else and use something else. So use Dribble. You can also check this. This person. You can also use there's this website Envato, right? You can also look for inspiration here. Bradley suggests Pinterest for more inspiration, but it should look good. If it doesn't look good, guys, please make sure it looks good. Please make it's responsive, everything is aligned, the colors, the fonts, everything. Aesthetic appeal is very important. And then proper application of OOP is non-negotiable, like I mentioned. Adherence to JavaScript best practices, including ES6. Make sure that you are not writing just one big function, right? Make sure that you're breaking it apart. Everything is best practice JavaScript. And then you need to have a working live link where the project can be viewed, whether that's GitHub pages, whether that's a domain, whether that's Netlify, whether that's Heroku, any way that you can make your website be a live link that it can be viewed. And then there should be a clear sign of teamwork and collaboration. So we will ask the team lead when you're doing the presentations to let us know what each team member contributed to the project. So teamwork and collaboration is going to be a huge deciding factor. And then there is no excuse for an extended deadline. There's no excuse. If you are 80% done on the day of the presentation, we will just say you had 2 weeks. This is what you gave us. Yeah, there are no excuses. There are no excuses. And then, as mentioned, the team leader will spearhead the project and present the team solution. So the team lead is the one who will do the presentation on their own and then give us a report that explains how each team member contributed, right? And then just some important reminders. This project, so far, you guys have been exceeding expectations. You've been doing really well. And I can already, I know that you guys will make it in tech. So this is the big project that you will put on your portfolio CV. This is the one that you go with and say, I made this. It's a really important one. And we will be able to tell who is not there yet and who needs more time, right? And who's ready to proceed. Everyone can make it as long as you don't give up and you don't quit. Maybe you just need more time, and that's perfectly fine, but everyone will make it, right? We'll be able to tell. Then encourage each other, work collaboratively. You're in teams of 4s, but make use of those team meetings that you have as as March cohort on your own to help each other. If you are struggling with something, ask someone who you know knows the stuff, right? I don't want to name names, but you know the people that are doing well in certain areas. For example, you know Tashlene is great at making things look good, UI. Bradley's great at writing clean JavaScript code. If you need help, ask. Work together, work collaboratively. Don't work in a silo and then expect great results. And then please ensure that your designs are innovative and original, right? Look for inspiration, like I mentioned, and please produce high quality work, something that you would use yourself. So I'm raising the bar a lot. I'm really raising the bar here, because after this, everything is easy now, right? After this, everything becomes a lot easier because React is just JavaScript with a lot of ES6. Node is just JavaScript. Everything will become easy after this. So yeah. Are there any questions to this?
I just wanted to know, when will we get like our pairs? Because you said we're working in 4s now.
You will get them in the next 20 minutes. So Tebo and Loris, please align the groups into 4. I'll just send you a message on how to do it. But then yeah, everything will be done in the next 10-20 minutes. Are there any other questions? Great. So no questions. Looks like you guys are ready to crack on. All right. Awesome. Let's also have the individual assignments come through now, because those are also due from the last project. So yeah, thank you so much to everyone. and let's get cracking.
Thank you, Mr. Larry. Thank you, guys. Bye, everyone.